Welcome to One Tired Teacher, episode 235, 4 quick and easy steps to setting up STEM story stations in your makerspace. So today, in the bustling realm of creators and innovators, a singular call echoes, enticing every curious mind to venture beyond the ordinary. I'm so excited to talk about STEM story stations inside of your makerspace today and how easy they are to set up and execute. Hope you stick around.
Welcome to One Tired Teacher. And even though she may need a nap, this teacher is ready to wake up and speak her truth about the trials and treasures of teaching. Here she is, wide awake. Wait, she's not asleep right now, is she? She is awake, right? Okay. From Trina Devery Teaching and Learning, your host, Trina Devery.
Hey, so today we are going to talk about steps to setting up a STEM story station inside of your makerspace. And makerspace, as you know, is one of my very favorite topics to talk about, so much so that I have created a free makerspace training or masterclass, if you will, for teachers, educators, media specialists, homeschool parents, anyone that is in the thinking of I want learning to be more than just sitting and getting. I want it to be hands-on. I want it to be an experience. I want it to be motivating and engaging. I'm excited. So in this Makerspace Masterclass for elementary educators, you'll learn a clear understanding of what Makerspace is and what it can do to reignite your passion. Let me tell you the title, first of all. It's From Drudgery to Explosion, how to reclaim your love for teaching using Makerspace. So if you are feeling like you are in a zone of drudgery when you are in the classroom and you are ready to make it your zone of genius, then this masterclass is for you. If you want a clear understanding of what Makerspace is and what it can do to ignite your passion for teaching, I'm going to share 5 ideas to use in your classroom for your very own Makerspace. I'm going to share 3 benefits of Makerspace that will make you release a sigh of relief. I'm going to talk about how to implement your ideas, your wishes, and your wildest Makerspace dreams in your classroom without the drudgery. And I'm going to answer all your questions about Makerspace. And there is a free bonus gift from me to you. So when you join, if you come to this live training, I have several different dates available you can choose from. If you show up live and you hang in there with me until the end, I am going to give you a free set of my very popular, very fun Piggy and Elephant Makerspace task cards that are 10 STEM challenges that are tied to 10 different Piggy and Elephant books by Mo Willems. The books are not included, but the challenges are included. The engineering design process think sheets are included. They are so fun. So that is your free gift if you attend live, you show up live, and you stay to the end. So who is this for? If this sounds like you and you're not, then you're not going to want to miss this webinar, this training, this masterclass. The same thing. That means the same thing. I feel like we keep using different words for the same thing. It's basically a professional development for you. So if you're feeling a sense of drudgery, you feel a sense of drudgery when it comes to following the cookie cutter ways of the school system, and you're looking for some out of the box teaching tools, maybe you're frustrated, you feel frustrated with your current situation, you're yearning for something to make you feel like the teacher that you dreamt of being from the start, you're tired. You're tired of adding more and more and more to your plate, all while lacking support, respect, and a sense that your effort is valued. You're looking for a solution. You value innovative thinking, hands-on learning, community building in the classroom, integrating STEM, teaching students in a way that best fits their individual needs. You are looking for a solution for children to love learning. Then this masterclass, this training, this webinar, this professional development is for you. I hope that you'll join me. I can't wait to see you inside. There's 3 different dates to choose from, and you can find all of this at trinadeveryteachingandlearning.com/new Makerspace class, all one word, new Makerspace class. I'll drop the link in the show notes or the blog post. If you're reading it, then you will see it. If you're listening to the episode and you're multitasking, you're going to trinadeberryteachingandlearning.com/new Makerspace class. All right. I hope that you got that. So let's get on with the show. Today, we are talking about STEM Story Station. So, okay, picture this. A sanctuary known as the STEM Story Station, where scientific tales unfold not just in words, but in actions, experiments, and hands-on discoveries. Our account commences with an open invitation, a warm collective greeting that reverberates through the expansive halls of Makerspaces, whispering of an unparalleled adventure just waiting to be unfurled. Adorn your goggles, secure your curiosity cap, and brace yourself for a journey that is anything but mundane. It's a story where textbooks are no longer dictating the rhythm of learning, but are instead set aside, hallelujah, permitting a cascade of explorative learning to flood in uninterrupted. The air is tinged with electricity, anticipation, and we feel our fellow makers invite you to weave through the narrative threads as hands-on activities in a way that even Bill Nye, the science guy, might scarcely believe. Thus we huddle together, awash with an eager excitement and unbridled curiosity, preparing to delve into the secrets and unravel the enchanting world where STEM doesn't merely exist, but thrives in an undying vivacity in STEM stations. Let us construct together a playground where every question nurtured in young buzzing minds sprouts into a thrilling exploration of the unknown with STEM storytime and STEM challenges. Want to know more about Makerspace or how to go from drudgery teaching to an explosion of ideas, creativity, happiness, and time saving? Then you're going to join me inside that free training, From Drudgery to Explosion. I hope that you'll be there. All right, let's talk about why STEM story stations are important in Makerspace. So, first of all, when we think about them, why are these important? Well, STEM story stations can really be a game changer in Makerspaces for elementary classrooms, for media centers, for homeschool spaces. They provide a fun and interactive way for students to engage with STEM topics, and they foster a problem-solving attitude, a critical thinking atmosphere. With station rotation, students participate in activities that revolve around a central story, bringing together the best storytelling and hands-on learning. Imagine being able to enter the world of dinosaurs while solving puzzles and building structures to protect their eggs from potential predators, or diving deep into space exploration as you design and launch rockets into orbit. These STEM story stations ground abstract concepts in real-world scenarios, making learning more meaningful and exciting for young minds. And if you are in the middle preparing for Thanksgiving, then STEM story stations can be a great way to integrate Thanksgiving stories and maker stations. I have many different Thanksgiving STEM story stations to choose from, starting with books like 'Twas the Night Before Thanksgiving, so fun, where students have to solve the problem of Farmer Brown wanting to chop the turkeys to turkey trouble. Each Thanksgiving STEM story station is only $1.25, and better yet, if you grab the bundle, it's less than $5. So you can save over 50% with the bundle of Thanksgiving STEM story stations, and you can find all of those inside my shop on TPT. You can also find them in my shop on Trina Deberry Teaching and Learning, which I have just recently opened my shop, so you can always find those there as well. So furthermore, these stations encourage teamwork, critical thinking, and innovative solutions. Students will collaborate to unravel mysteries using their creativity while developing analytical skills along the way. The combination of problem-solving challenges within an engaging narrative sets the stage for an exceptional educational experience that keeps students coming back for more, proving once again that when it comes to learning, imagination is essential. Imagination is essential. I think it's so important for kids, that whole creative element that we have taken out of schools for some reason. And for, I don't know why, but we've taken it out of schools. We are so all about the worksheets and the set and get and the answering questions just to the text and Oh, and it's like, where is the creativity? Where's the outside of the box thinking? Where's the critical thinking? Where's the problem solving? Let's bring that back. And we can even use literature to do that. We can actually integrate literature into a STEM type of thinking, or in an engineering design thinking, or in a design thinking period. And that is so magical. All right, step number 1. We have to select engaging STEM story materials. So when it comes to selecting engaging STEM story materials, simplicity can be your secret weapon. Remember to underestimate the power of using everyday objects like pattern blocks, not to underestimate the power of using everyday objects like pattern blocks or simple materials like pom-poms in your storytelling. Consider how a rubber band can demonstrate elasticity, I can't say that word, or a paperclip can represent conductivity. By using easily accessible materials, you make the story relatable and allow your audience to participate and visualize concepts right before their eyes. So selecting the perfect story is more than just finding an interesting topic. You want to find stories that pique curiosity, provoke critical thinking, and relate to real-life applications of STEM, or have used tried and true literature to get kids thinking about through the engineering design process. Design thinking in small groups or whole classes is also geared towards STEM education, whether it's showcasing the fascinating phenomena of photosynthesis or illustrating the principles of aerodynamics through a thrilling tale of airplanes. Choosing stories with captivating narratives keeps your audience engaged and eager for more knowledge. So next time you plan a STEM storytelling session, remember that sometimes all it takes is a rubber band or a paperclip to make science come alive. But don't forget to sprinkle in some wit and creativity as well. After all, who said learning couldn't be fun? So the idea is you want to find books that captivate your audience. You want to find books that are exciting and they are thought-provoking. Now, they can be tied more to nonfiction and science topics, and even engineering topics, math topics, technology topics. It can definitely be that. But we can also use literature too and just get them in that creative mindset and that way of thinking and working through problems. We can always do that too. And I love to use literature inside of these STEM story stations. And I love to use, and like, since it's almost Thanksgiving, we're coming around the corner to Thanksgiving, then I think that using Thanksgiving literature or children's books in our classroom is the perfect way of integrating some STEM thinking along with some fun Thanksgiving theme. All right, step 2. Designing an designing an inviting story station area. Now, let me just tell you right off the bat, don't get stressed out when you hear that, like it has to be this unbelievable area in your classroom. It doesn't have to be. It can be a tub that you pull out. It can be in a closet. It can be in a cart. You do not need a space. In fact, I talk a lot about this inside my course, Mastering Makerspace from Zero to Amazing, which is opening up very soon. It's coming around the corner. And if you're excited about it, I'd love for you to reach out and tell me, or tag me on Insta, Trina_Debery. I love to talk about Makerspace, and I love to talk about my Makerspace course. I love what other teachers are saying about it. So I do talk a lot more about that. Makerspace is a mindset. It doesn't have to be a space. But now that you have kind of set the stage with a captivating story corner, and I also kind of really like to think of this as a little bit of a dabble into a transformation. I think transformations can be so cool, but don't get me wrong. If it adds extra stress to your plate, or you feel like it's going above and beyond what you have to do, you don't have to do it. There's really 2 different ways of kind of rebelling against a system that sometimes doesn't take your feelings into consideration. And one of those ways is basically working your contract. And I'm going to be here until my time's up, and then my time's up and I'm leaving, and I'm putting aside anything else that I need to do. That is definitely one way. But another way, and this is a way that we don't think of as rebelling sometimes, is really actually going above and beyond what they're asking. I'll give you what you want, but in my own power, in my own time, in my own choice, I've decided to do this on top of it. it is also a way of you taking back your own personal power. So you can do it without feeling guilty. I just want you to know that. So if you're in that mindset, it's okay. As long as we're not doing it as like a jab or competitive edge to a colleague. I think in that case, then we're looking at it in a negative way. All right, so now that you have set the stage with a captivating story corner, it's time to take your educational journey to the next level by designing an inviting story station area. Let's face it, learning can be hard work, but creating an engaging and fun space doesn't have to be. And armed with simple materials and a sprinkle of creativity, you can transform any corner into an adventure-filled wonderland. And it doesn't even have to be a corner. It could just be at their desks and their teams, at tables. It could be a corner. It could be in the side of your classroom. It could be a place where you have kind of brought it a little bit to life. Maybe you have decorated it. Maybe you have the books out around them so that they're surrounded by wonderful literature and informational text and all the good stuff. But again, you could just pull it out of a tub and it could be this magical experience coming out of a tub that you keep in your closet. So don't stress about it. So if you do choose to create a space, keep reading. Keep listening. If you're reading, keep reading. If you're listening, keep listening. And if you don't, then this would be an area that you could fast forward, because I'm going to talk about what you could do if you do create a space. But you can skip that and you can move to step number 3. So if you don't want to hear this, then just hit the little fast forward button. It probably will be less than 30 seconds, and then we can move on to step 3. So first things first, consider adding some colorful and comfortable seating options. Who said learning had to be done in stiff chairs? Bean bags, floor cushions, cozy rugs, alternative seating. Invite those young minds to immerse themselves in the world of stories. And let's not forget about lighting. Soft twinkling fairy lights or quirky lampshades can create a magical atmosphere perfect for snuggling up with a good book. If you already have like a book nook or a book corner or a book area or a library in your classroom, then you've already done this part. You already have this part. You can pull your makerspace into this cozy little corner, and you can bring like materials down to the carpet and have them working in teams down on the floor. Kids love to be on the floor. All right, next up, take into account the power of props. Encourage children to engage their senses by incorporating tactile elements into your story station area. It could be a basket filled with different sized leaves for them to touch while reading about nature, or silly costumes that they can slip into as they immerse themselves in different characters and the worlds of the characters. These small additions will make storytelling come alive and provide children an opportunity to explore and learn outside of the pages of their favorite book. Remember, when designing an inviting story station area, keep it simple, keep it fun. With just a dash of imagination and these easy to implement ideas, little learners will be lined up for more educational STEM activities and more English language arts. All right, so don't get overwhelmed by that. We are moving on to step number 3, incorporating hands-on activities and experiments. All right, so let me just remind you that at this time, my free training will also talk about these hands-on activities, and you get my Piggy and Elephant Makerspace task cards, which are excellent for hands-on activities. And all you have to do is come on to my free training, From Drudgery to Explosion, how to reclaim your love for teaching using Makerspace. And you just hop on over to trinadebreteachingandlearning.com/new Makerspace class. New Makerspace class, all one word. I just wanted you to remember that. All right, so step 3, incorporating these hands-on activities and experiments in the classroom, the media center, the homeschool space makes learning more engaging and promotes critical thinking skills. One fun way to do this is by using themed books as a starting point for exploration. For example, after reading a book about space, students can conduct experiments like making their rockets or creating constellations with flashlights and black paper. By connecting the concepts in the book to tangible experiences, students can really grasp complex ideas more easily. You can also use books around specific character traits like grit, critical thinking, curiosity, and more. I have created simple STEM challenges for books that follow a theme. So you can check all those out inside my shop on TPT. I even have some for your favorite holidays like Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas. Check out my STEM story stations on TPT. I do have a link to this in the blog post. And if you you're driving and you're multitasking and you don't have that, well, as soon as you get to a place you can stop, TrinaDeberry.teachingandlearning.com, and then just type in STEM story stations in the search in my shop, and it will give you a whole section. And also, again, if you visit my free Makerspace training from drudgery to explosion, how to reclaim your love of teaching with Makerspace, and you show up live, then you get a free gift as well. Another practical approach to incorporating hands-on activities where you are uncovering just the tip of the iceberg is through simple experiments and STEM centers that allow students to apply what they have learned in class. For instance, in a science lesson on states of matter, students can mix ingredients to make their slime or experiment on how different liquids freeze at varying temperatures. These activities allow students to see scientific concepts come alive right before their eyes, sparking excitement and curiosity. Furthermore, setting up STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics centers in the classroom provides endless opportunities for hands-on learning. These centers can be equipped with various materials such as building blocks and problem-solving games that encourage collaboration and critical thinking skills. Students can engage in projects like constructing bridges or designing mini robots using basic coding principles. Through these interactive experiences, children develop essential STEM capabilities and learn how to work effectively as part of a team. These practice stations are a great way to get kids deeper into STEM and into stories. Now, you don't need any fancy materials when you're doing STEM story stations. Things like pattern blocks work, things like rubber bands, Legos, building bricks, oh my goodness. The kava planks. Kava planks? Is that what it's called? I don't know. It just went right out of my hand. Those planks. I can't think of the name of them. They also have those straws with the little connectors that you can use to build. They also have cardboard is a wonderful thing. Cardboard and tape. Also that you can do the little connectors with cardboard and show them how to create those connectors so they can put pieces together. And you can use things like even Lincoln logs, things like that. Like anything like that works. Toothpicks and gummy bears. Toothpicks and pumpkins. We're still in a pumpkin season in November. Even if we're not in a Halloween season, they probably have leftover pumpkin candy that you can use as connectors. That works. Play-Doh, that also works. All right. Step 4, creating connections between stories and STEM concepts. All right, so this is step number 4. Now that we have explored the world of simple STEM concepts and beautiful literature, it is time to dive deeper into step 4. The magic lies in finding those hidden threads that weave together seemingly unrelated stories and scientific principles. By making these connections, we enhance our understanding of the story and the STEM concept, and we foster a love for interdisciplinary learning. And fostering a love for learning is really where all the magic lies. When reading a book or story, take a moment to identify any underlying scientific ideas or themes embedded within the narrative. For example, while reading Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, which you might do with older students. I don't know if I feel like this would be an appropriate book for like a second grader, but I definitely think older kids might get some of the nuances inside of this book. You can explore scale and proportion as Alice shrinks and grows in size throughout her journey. This provides an opportunity to discuss mathematical transformations and measurements with young readers in a fun and whimsical way. Do you see how we just start tying pieces of science and math into things like this? Furthermore, by encouraging children to search for STEM connections in literature, we open opportunities for them to view science through different lenses. When we have them picking things out or they're noticing things like, hey, we talked about this in math, and now look, it's in this book. They are like on a hunt for that kind of stuff. It's so fun to watch them get excited about that. They learn that science is not confined to textbooks or laboratories, but can be found even in the most unexpected places, like within the pages of their favorite stories. Making these connections between literature and STEM concepts encourages creativity, critical thinking, and a broader understanding of how science can shape our everyday lives. So to kind of help you better understand this concept, I do have a free gift for you for attending my live training From Drudgery to Explosion, How to Reclaim Your Love of Teaching with Makerspace. And that free gift is a set of 10 STEM challenges, all centered around Mo Willems' Piggy and Elephant books. It's so fun. So I hope that you join me, Trina Dabbery, teachingandlearning.com/new Makerspace class. One word, new Makerspace class. So let's embark on this exciting adventure where literary worlds collide with scientific wonders. In this dynamic combination lie endless possibilities for engaging young minds with wit and wisdom, showing them that exploring both simple STEM concepts and beautiful literature can really go hand in hand. Okay. So hopefully you got a good feeling of how you can set up a STEM story station. You are basically, the first step, I'm going to break it down really quickly. The first step is selecting those engaging STEM story materials, is really finding some great stories. If you need help with this, I have a bunch of different STEM stories on my shop on TPT that give you a list of different books that I've used with different themes like grit, critical thinking, curiosity, all those kinds of ideas, and then also holidays. So you can check that out for at least some ideas. And then you're going to want to design an inviting area for them, whether that means that you're pulling things out from a tub or a closet, or you're actually, creating a little cozy corner for Makerspace or even your book nook. And then step 3 is incorporating hands-on activities and experiments. So this is where you're using simple materials like Legos or toothpicks and gummy bears or Play-Doh or things like that. That can be really simple, doesn't have to be crazy. And then step 4 is really creating those connections between stories and STEM concepts. And that's having kids, look for the science and math and engineering in everyday situations. All right, my friend, I hope this gave you something to think about. I would love for you to come to one of my live trainings. They are right around the corner. By the time this episode airs, it will be the first one. I'll tell you, the first one is on Veterans Day. I put it on Veterans Day because I thought it would be really helpful for you not to be scrambling when you're at work. I don't want to take your personal time. I definitely don't want to take your personal time, but I also want to honor the fact that sometimes you want to do something for yourself as a teacher and for your students, but you need a little bit of time to do that. So that first masterclass is at 1:00 in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. So it gives you a little time to do something in the morning. Then maybe you're going to hit this class and then you're going to go on with the rest of your day. So hopefully that's a decent time for you. And then I also have a Saturday option, which is a little bit earlier in the day, 11:00 in the morning. And then you have, the whole rest of the day. So if a Saturday works better for you, or if you don't want to do it on any of your weekend, then I have a Monday evening class at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if none of these options work for you, because this masterclass is only going to be around for a short period of time, and then it will be put away for quite some time, you won't have access to it again. I want you to, if you don't have any time to do any of those, then sign up for a time anyway, and I'll send you the replay. You have to have registered for the free training to get the replay, and then you can watch it in the next few days and have an opportunity to see it. All right. I hope that this was helpful. I will see you soon. Until next time, sweet dreams and sleep tight.